Hey folks, so did you see Elvis Ammo's last video? I hope you did because it blew my mind. And I want to do a quick test today that will maybe answer some questions from over there. What happened is he was melting some zinc. He's over there, the madman is doing some zinc tests, trying to make zinc bullets. And he was using a Lee 420 pot to melt down the zinc. And what happened is the underside here, he blew a big hole in it and frickin' molten zinc just dumped out of the tank. Now, there's a whole lot of metallurgy education going on over there in the comments section of his video. It sounds like zinc is able to react with steel, and that seems to probably be the most likely thing that caused this problem. Was the molten zinc ate through the steel lining of the pot and then blew through the aluminum here on the bottom, and it actually melted a hole through the bottom plate. It was just a very catastrophic failure. And while I don't have zinc to play with, I do have a PID controller, which what we're going to do is just use it as a thermometer today. I've got it plugged in. You can see right now the current temperature of the pot is 60 degrees. But I'm not feeding the power from the pot itself through this. So this has no control over temperature. It's just going to be a thermometer. Now, luckily, when I built my PID controller, I didn't modify the original switch in any way. I just turned it up to high and then let my PID controller work through the switch. So I'll tell you what, let me get this guy plugged in while we continue to talk. So this guy is all the way up on high, and that's what I want to do. I want to see how hot can this pot go with some lead. Like right now, I've got about maybe a third of the way full of lead. So this should be about perfect to see what this guy's maximum temperature is. And I want to see just how hot it'll get, because for him to melt through the aluminum, I mean, I think that's a little over 1200 degrees is where aluminum melts. So sounds like he really got his alloy, that zinc, very hot, and I just want to see what this thing's capable of. So this guy's on high. We've got a third of the pot full, and we've got our thermometer running here. So let's just let it cook here for a little bit and see how hot it gets. Okay, so we have just blown past 1,000 degrees without any signs of slowing down here. A little nozzly do here is starting to leak a little bit. Kind of give that a couple twists to get it to stop. Give that a stir for no reason in particular. I haven't been sitting here the whole time, but I don't think I've heard the pot switch off yet. I really thought we would be hitting a plateau by now, but things don't even seem to be slowing down. So let's just give it some time. All right, so I am legitimately shocked. We are currently at 1,304 degrees. I did not expect this. I think it's finally starting to slow down. But what's just blowing my mind is the contents of the pot are glowing red. See if I can get a picture of this. I don't even know enough about metal to know what is going on there. That is crazy. Just completely bonkers. So we are well past the melting point of aluminum on a device that is mostly made of aluminum. I'm a little bit freaked out, man. It wouldn't shock me at all to see this thing catastrophically fail right now. I thought 1,200 would be a stretch. I knew we'd hit 1,000 easy, but I thought it would be working really hard once it got to 1,000 to get much more, and it just now seems to be finally calming down just past 1,300. And it's a little bit cold out here. I mean, it's I think it's in the 40s. Temperatures are in the 40s. So I'm sure that's helping quite a bit. If it was hot outside or if we were inside, it would probably be worse. Man, that alloy glowing like that just blows my mind. I'm trying to decide what to do. I brought out a big bucket full of just some powder coated bullets that I need to melt back down. I figured this would be a good time to just go ahead and burn the powder coating off of those and turn them back into ingots. But now that I see that alloy, I mean, I have to assume that alloy is probably destroyed. And I should dump what's in the pot now into ingots and throw them away or something. Or keep them out of my bullet casting stash. I want to wait just a little bit longer. Let's see if we hit 1,350 over time. All right, we've reached 1,350. And I think we'll call that the maximum here. It's really slowing down. I think given enough time, maybe it would get up to 1,400 or whatever, but we're just going to call this good enough. And the smart thing to do at this juncture would be to turn it all off and let it cool down naturally, but that doesn't sound like all that much fun, to be honest with you. So let's see if we can kill ourselves by trying to rapidly cool this thing down by adding in a lead ingot. Very stupid. Very, very, very stupid. Wow, on top of that alloy was like a rock hard crust. Alright, let me back up a little bit. We'll see how far this dips. Alright, I just unplugged it. Got my big dross bucket here. I'm just going to try and fish this crap out of here because everything on the surface has become, it's very hard. There we go. So everything on the surface has become this hard, crusty crap that is definitely not going to realloy, I don't think. So I'm just going to try and fish it out of my pot. All right, I think the stuff that's left in there is all liquid. See if we can just pour it out into an ingot mold. And we'll just throw this away. What I'd like to do is try this same test with a full pot, but I don't want to ruin 20 pounds of lead. I have to assume with a full pot, it wouldn't be able to get quite as high, but I'm sure it would still be very high. All right, so I emptied out all of that burnt lead, and I'm just going to throw those ingots away. I got about 6 pounds out of it, so I was about right. Probably 6 pounds of lead and then about a pound of crap that I scooped out of there that had hardened. So it was about a third full. And I think that's good. So I think we're just going to end it here and call that good enough. Like I said, I don't want to ruin any lead by doing the test again. But I've grabbed my powder coating screw ups. Got these in here. I'm going to melt these guys down and pour them back into ingots. So the switch on the Lees, it's not a thermostat. It's not monitoring the temperature of the pot. And that was the problem I had whenever I first got this pot and started playing around. I've got a Lyman lead thermometer and I was trying to regulate my temperatures, and it just didn't work very well. And that's why I ended up building the PID controller. If you want to build one yourself, I've got videos about that process. It's not that difficult. And I'm going to build up one of these and send it to Elvis Ammo. I've got most of the parts for another one, so I'm just going to go ahead and build one and send it to him. Hopefully that helps out with his zinc experiments. I'll be interested to hear what Lee has to say to Elvis when he calls him. Because I think here definitely demonstrated that this thing can get crazy hot. So I think it was just a matter of the alloy was above the melting temperature of aluminum. And there was some sort of reaction between the zinc and the steel lining of the pot. I think it comes down to that. And, it's right there in the instructions that you're not supposed to use this pot for zinc, and they mentioned several other metals. And Elvis, showed that clearly. But it seems like if melting a pot full causes that extreme and catastrophic a failure, maybe the warning ought to be a little bit bigger. Because I would have never thought that. I would think that the warnings about other metals would have to do with it just not operating well because it doesn't get hot enough. But the fact that there's actually, it can actually damage the pot is something I find surprising. It's my ignorance on the subject of metals, but very interesting. If Lee has any sense at all, when he calls them up, they'll say, "Oh man, Elvis Ammo, we love your stuff. You're selling the crap out of our gear. We appreciate everything you do. Here, we'll send you a couple pots. Give one away to your subscribers." Hopefully they don't give them a hard time. I don't know. We'll just see. But all right, I'm going to get this crap melted back down into ingots, and I will see you guys next time. I got several videos in process right now, so they should start coming out here within the next couple days. So I'll see you guys next time.